What's up, y'all? Coach Dan Palacios of Kinetic Training here on Kinetic Connections episode 8. I have a super special guest today, one of my longtime training associates and an early mentor of mine we started training together just about 10 years ago, right?
11 years,
This is Gary Ross, former Army Sergeant and now running Navigation Fitness.
Happy to be here, man.
Yeah, man, it's really cool to have come full circle. You're now in South Carolina.
Yeah.
What brought you to South Carolina and North Carolina originally?
Wife. Yeah. We met at a wedding in Mexico. So.
Life, man. Life.
And I visited up there in North Carolina and both Carolinas. They have a really good sort of military community, and just a good place to raise a family. So that was the original impetus to move that direction, which I love. I love it up there.
Yeah, it's that combination of life events plus the right opportunities, right?
Yeah.
What was because we're trainers here, right?
Yeah.
We're all strength coaches here.
Sure.
What was the strength and conditioning and fitness opportunity that drew you up there? Because that was a pretty big step.
In a lot of realms, and not to speak for all the Carolinas, but I feel like physical therapy was at a pretty high level up there. Orthopedic surgery was good. That post-rehabilitative sort of what we specialize in, that bridge was not as up to date.
Yeah.
And I saw there was almost a vacuum that could help fill. So I went up there and helped coach others and got into the corporate fitness world. But that was what I saw was a good opportunity, a place that was up and coming that needed that gap that was not presently filled.
Right.
Yeah.
And now the other gap being the sort of military, law enforcement, tactical athlete community. You've started to embark on that process of becoming a firearms instructor as well as jiu-jitsu, all those different things.
So
right?
I mean, that's my passion. I was in the infantry. I was a team leader in the infantry, so that whole combative and firearm thing was my background. Before I became a strength coach, that was my original background. Things came full circle. Once again, I saw a need for it, right? People are purchasing at a record high, but they don't have the training to go with it. Then, of course, jiu-jitsu, I've been dabbling with that for years, and just combatives in general. So getting everything that I love to do, it's a blessing from above, man. I get to do everything I love. Firearms, combatives, post-rehabilitation, sports performance, and just, honestly, Dan, just to help people. I think we're both passionate about just, honestly, just taking someone and giving them the best opportunity to be the best version they can be as far as fitness and
no
just
matter what it is, right? Yeah.
So I'm very grateful and very humble about the whole process.
Yeah, man. That was one of the things that I always saw early on with you, learning from you early in the beginning, and now being able to go back and forth, as far as our training and our level of knowledge in various aspects it was the passion to help people.
Always.
That always set us both apart, but especially you, that attention to detail, that intent to do the absolute best to help that person on that given day and whatever given time you were going to have them was always huge. And that was a huge boost to me in my learning curve and where that came from. And so for you, transitioning from the tactical community, because that's a lot of what I deal with now, especially with the Broward Police Academy, all these guys.
Sure.
And it's so important for them to understand that transition from what it's like to be in military life, right? It's such a bubble. And transition back over to civilian life. What were those experiences that allowed you to transition over and just make that switch?
Switch from military
life to civilian life and just getting yourself. I mean, it's years long process, right? What was that process like for you in a shortened, abridged version?
Yeah, sure. I mean, it's challenging, especially coming back from a combat deployment at the height of things in the Triangle of Death. It's not easy. I think you have to have the support of a good family. That's helpful. And for me, when we talk about fitness, that was my sort of escape valve. Right. Being able to get into fitness, and when I was thinking about my career decision,
your anchor.
I almost went and pursued law enforcement. Yeah. But fitness was a way to help people, and in some ways, that coaching of those individuals has helped me to feel a level of healing that really accelerated that process.
Right.
So just that, finding a passion that really became my career was the biggest healing factor, I think, for me coming out of the military, coming from that combat deployment.
Right. And what were your anchors from a specific training perspective? Like, certain guys like powerlifting, certain guys prefer bodybuilding. People from military and law enforcement go either one of those routes. What was it for you specifically in training that you just, if I don't do anything else today, I'm going to hook my teeth into this, and that's what I'm going to do today?
Yeah, who'd I latch onto almost?
Yeah, workout-wise. Yeah. Like what training modalities or methodologies were you applying that you were just like, man, I'm going to get this done today, and it's going to make me feel so much better?
Started following Pavel Tsatsouline back in the day.
Oh, yeah.
Who's now a Strong First, RKC. The guy is brilliant. I mean, I was following that guy even when I was not really a strength coach. I didn't even think I was going to become a strength coach.
Grease the groove, baby.
Greasing the groove. That's how I got the 30 pull-ups. Right, or whatever. So Pablo Sazzolini and his approach to things, doing non-exhaustive, almost anti-glycolytic approach to things, was one of my biggest foundations. And then just anything, like I used to like the ruck march.
Yeah.
Getting older now.
I remember the rucking days.
Yeah. So trying to spare the knees for jiu-jitsu and everything else, but rucking. So probably rucking and kettlebell work was where I found it just made me feel strong and fit. It wasn't a long workout. You don't have to work with the kettlebell for more than 20, 30 minutes. That's plenty of work.
Steve Cotter will prove that to you. That was another guy you introduced me to early on, who I just had another podcast with last week.
I didn't see it. I'll have to check that out.
I haven't posted it yet. Yeah, he's coming
brilliant.
out.
He's probably, other than him and Pablo, are like
that's the common denominator, right? Is that attention to detail, that passion, and all of that. The foundation to that is the intent to help and get people to their next level, whatever that is. If they look at a kettlebell and they go, "That's not for me," but they look at jiu-jitsu and they go, "That's what I want to do."
They're moving.
And they're moving forward.
They're moving. They're sweating. Yeah. I look at all the people that you've interviewed. I haven't watched the videos, but I'm going to watch them all in retrospect. And you can just see the one commonality with everybody, whether they're ex-military, ex-special forces, whatever, they care about people, man. It's why they got into that role in the first place, right? It's why they joined the military in the first place. And now that they transition to the civilian world, you can see their passion for coaching and teaching. Why they're so good at it is because it's something that they're familiar with, but they really truly enjoy and love.
Yeah. So if you're going to give any kind of general advice to the average person who's either just getting started or just the military operator who's trying to get back on their feet, pull themselves out of all the trauma and everything that's going on, what kind of advice in short terms would you give them to say, here's your first step, here's how you take it to the next level to get you going?
Fantastic question. And this is something that I've learned in my own life. Seek the experts.
Yeah.
Seek the experts. You need to talk to someone, find a therapist.
Yeah.
You want to train differently because your body's starting to get broken down, find a good strength coach, a good physical therapist, a good physiotherapist. Seek the experts. Don't be afraid. There's a pride thing, right?
Ego.
There's an ego thing. And it is what it is. You come back from combat, you think, I don't need help. But at the end of the day, you need help more than anybody.
Very quickly realize,
So if you can find the experts that can advise you and open up that, which I see you doing, it's great to see what you've kind of grown here, just helping people and finding those subject matter experts to be part of your circle. That's my number one advice for any veteran or even law enforcement, someone who has a stressful career. To be able to find that peace is to find the experts. Do not let pride get in the way.
Absolutely. And be a lifelong learner, right? Don't let your ego get in the way of you learning new things.
Humility is, if I look at successful people, the people who are passionate and happy, I think humility is their number one trait.
Absolutely.
The second you think you know it all, good luck. But within 2 days, there's going to be an entire group of people who are hungrier, and that you look back and say, whoa, I'm in last place. Humility is, and obviously I'm very spiritual, believe in God and Christ, and that is everything for me. It's, who are we to ever have pride, honestly, right? Honestly.
Who got you there? If you think you're a self-made man, you better look around and figure out real fast. If you were alone along the way, maybe you had some help in some of those aspects. But for sure, it's one of those things that people don't realize how much is really available in a very detailed sense, whether it's the strength conditioning community, whether it's the tactical community, what have you, psychology. Those are all different specialties that require a specific knowledge and level of experiential situations to go, here's a lot of different options that are available. Here's what you might be able to use. Sink your teeth into this, anchor yourself into it, and do at least that, right? If it's jiu-jitsu for you, great. If it's boxing, if it's dumbbells, kettlebells, barbells, go for it. But do something.
Absolutely. To
take that next step, man. And that's, for you, what is the next step? Navigation Fitness. It's well on its way.
Yeah, so I was in the corporate, when I say corporate, I was working for corporate gyms. Saw some really great success there, which I'm grateful for.
Yeah.
But of course, with COVID and stuff, things had to adapt, and I found a sort of venue to do that. So it's getting back into, I still do strength training and a lot of rehabilitation work.
Yeah.
Do a lot of, which is funny, golf. I'm TPI certified, so golf is one of my things. Like golf fitness, I'm kind of one of my specialties, but getting back into the firearms, a lot of the NRA certifications and teaching people that aspect. And in some cases, Dan, teaching them the whole thing. How to move better.
Yeah.
You take someone who's really successful, who's an entrepreneur or an executive, right?
Yeah.
That guy has sacrificed a lot for his family and so forth. He's worked hard. His body's tight.
You can't run away from mechanics. They're everywhere.
So getting that guy to move better is step one. Let him just move better. Let him breathe better. Let him move better. but maybe he is an executive, maybe he travels, or maybe he feels he needs some protection.
Yeah.
Learning that aspect, a little hand to hand, a little bit of firearm, getting a concealed weapons, whatever it is. Now that guy's gone from just being a hardworking dad and husband. He can move better. His energy's better. He's sleeping better. His cortisol levels are coming down.
You see those changes on a psychological, emotional, and physical level all at once in there.
100%. And then the coolest thing is they start to do even better at their respective career. Because now they're rested. They have a escape valve, right? For that stress. And then being able to defend yourself, I think, gives them a sense of calm. So all those things, and again, I'm not a subject matter expert per se. It's something I've done for years, but like you said earlier, we're all learning.
Yeah.
So it's one of those things that I'm 42 now. And as I look forward for the next 10 years of my life, I want to get my black belt in jiu-jitsu. I want to do all these things that really cool is that everything that I want to pursue as a passion is going to help me help that many more people. That's that is a humbling thing. It really is.
It's a beautiful thing.
It's a beautiful thing.
Right?
Yeah.
To be able to see how your own process of growth then rubs off on other people going, man, oh yeah, you know what? This guy doesn't have an ego about it, and he should. Look at what he can do. I mean, how many times are your clients looking up to you going, oh my God, and he doesn't believe that he can stop here?
Yeah,
why should I believe that I
yeah.
should stop here?
Of
You know what I
course.
mean? And I think that's really the most beautiful thing and that's why I really prefer the one-on-one training environment, because you get that connection that you don't always get in the larger group environments or the online space, which is all good and well. There's nothing wrong with any of that, but I like to be able to see that individual change in someone who goes, man, that one or two little things that you taught me to get really, really good at sparked an entire new interest or an entire new direction.
I mean, just to give a real life example, your client Susan, who's a former client of mine, you've done an amazing job with her. You see the glow she has when she comes here, when she leaves here for that hour in time. She's on another level, and she's accomplished incredible things at her age.
Yeah.
I mean, that most people would say, well, that's probably not possible, because people try to limit you, right?
Right.
And
Of course.
showing people that their limits are not what they thought they were is probably one of the greatest things of what we do. We show them that the limit is not what they thought it was.
And so then, to that note,
Yeah.
what is the next step for Navigation Fitness? What is it you want to do within the next year to 3-5 years?
Yeah.
And where can everybody find you on Facebook, Instagram, all that different stuff, so we know
Yeah.
we know to be following you. I want to make sure everybody's seeing what it is you're doing, man.
Yeah,
'cause
I just
you
started.
Taught me a lot.
Yeah, I appreciate it, man. I appreciate it. I just started the whole, Navigation Fitness. I believe is that my Instagram, Navigation Fitness?
Navigation _
We'll make sure it's all
yeah.
the links and everything
There
are
you go.
available.
Dan's the social media giant here. I gotta learn that stuff. And as far as the next 3 to 5 years, one thing I've always been passionate about, including yourself, is mentoring other trainers.
Right.
And although I'm kind of doing my own thing for now, being part of that, I had a team of 43 trainers at the facility. We did an amazing thing there. But I want to start bringing more people on board.
Yeah.
Teach them, not my way, because I think that's not being humble enough. Teach them some
Principles to follow. Yeah.
that they can then take it, because it's like painting. Not to sound artistic here, but there's an art to it. And let them paint, man. Let them
Bob
paint.
Ross in it, baby. We're just Bob
I
Ross.
am. My last name is Ross.
Gary
so
Ross.
He's got better hair than me. But the Ross thing, yeah, for sure, Bob Ross. I want to teach them how to be trainers. So I'd like to build it up, because any situation where everybody wins in that situation is a brilliant thing. So you have trainers who are getting mentored, but now they're helping more people at a higher level.
Right.
So the trainer's winning because they're making a good career out of it. People don't realize it can be a great career. It's not a part-time job. If you do it well with passion, you can be great at this. You can feed a family.
Right. Yeah, absolutely.
So training other trainers and having them. So I'd like to bring on a team, nothing big, maybe like we had in the past, 5-6 elite individuals. And then as time goes on, scale back a little
We're
bit from
impacting
training.
hundreds over the years.
100%. It's a force multiplier.
That's
All the
it.
SF guys would love that one.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think that would be where I see it going.
That's
right?
cool.
And kind of branching out. From there, that's it.
Gotta love it.
Yeah.
Well, Navigation Fitness, Gary Ross, going to be guiding people down to their next step and their next destination on their fitness or performance or tactical athlete journey. I'll make sure to drop all the linkage so you can find Gary on Instagram and his website as well. Thanks a lot for watching, everyone. Gary, thank you so
Hey,
much
man,
for
good to
coming
see you, my
down.
brother.
I know you're a busy man,
Nah,
so
so are
thank
you,
you
man.
for
I
coming
appreciate
out,
the time.
brother. We'll see you next time, y'all.
Thanks,
Live
guys.
kinetically.